A lot of people don't stop living because they get older. They stop living because they slowly stop competing, growing, and engaging with life. Welcome to the Doing What You Know Friday community video. These Fridays are about slowing things down just enough to reflect, reconnect, and reinforce what you're building. Not just in your business or goals, but in yourself. If you've had a strong week, great. If it's been messy, you're still exactly where you need to be. Hey everybody, Ray Thigpen here. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, especially through pickleball, coaching, competing, and just watching people as they move through different stages of life. And the more I observe, the more convinced I become that staying competitive actually matters more as we age, not less. Now, when I say competitive, I'm not talking about ego or trying to prove we're better than everybody else. I'm talking about staying mentally engaged, staying challenged, continuing to grow, continuing to care about improving. Because I've seen too many people slowly drift into passivity later in life. And honestly, I think that's one of the biggest dangers people face as they get older. I think one of the hardest transitions for many adults happens after retirement or after the major responsibilities of life begin slowing down. The structure changes, the goals change, the urgency changes, and for some people, purpose slowly starts fading too. Now, obviously, there's nothing wrong with slowing down a little or enjoying life more, but I've noticed something over the years. People who completely stop challenging themselves often seem to age faster, mentally and emotionally, than people who stay engaged with life. And I don't even mean professionally. I just mean they still have something pulling them forward, something they care about, and something they're trying to improve. I think healthy competition is one of the best things we can maintain as we get older. Not toxic competition, not ego driven competition, but healthy competition. The kind that keeps you mentally sharp, the kind that gives you your goals, the kind that forces you to stay engaged instead of drifting through life half awake. Competition gives you feedback, it exposes weaknesses, it gives you opportunities to improve. And honestly, improvement is energizing. You can see it in people when they start progressing at something again. There's life in their eyes, there's energy again, there's purpose again. And I honestly think that's one of the reasons pickleball has exploded the way it has, especially with adults over 50. Yes, it's fun, and yes, it's social, and it's also great exercise. But for a lot of people, it became something much deeper than that. It gave them community again, goals again, challenge again, connection again, a reason to get out of the house again. I've watched people completely transform through this sport, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. People who looked disconnected from life suddenly became engaged again because they found something they wanted to improve at. And improvement changes people. I know for me personally, competition has always brought something alive in me. Whether it was sports, business, network marketing, coaching, or pickleball, I've always noticed that when I'm pursuing growth and improvement, I feel sharper mentally, more engaged, more focused, more energized. And when I'm not growing towards something, I can feel the difference pretty quickly. I think a lot of people experience that, even if they don't always recognize it, because human beings were built to grow. We were built to learn, built to challenge ourselves. And another thing I realized is this: mindset still affects us later in life just as much as it did when we were younger. Fear still shows up, self doubt still shows up, and hesitation still shows up. I see it consistently on the pickleball courts. People are afraid to make mistakes. They're afraid they're going to look bad, and they're afraid to play aggressively or to compete. And honestly, it's not just sports. That same mindset shows up everywhere else in life, too. People stop trying new things because they're afraid of failing. They stop pushing themselves because they're afraid of judgment. They stop learning because they're uncomfortable being beginners again. But staying mentally alive requires being willing to stay uncomfortable sometimes. That never really goes away. And this idea of competition goes way beyond sports. It applies physically, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. Are you still learning, growing? Are you still building? Are you still improving your health? Are you still challenging your own thinking? Are you pursuing something meaningful? Because the people who seem the most alive later in life usually still have something they care deeply about improving. They haven't mentally checked out. Honestly, this whole idea has become increasingly important to me personally. Not just pickleball itself, but the broader concept of staying sharp as we age, staying active, recovering well, maintaining purpose, and continuing to compete in healthy ways. Also, continuing to grow mentally and physically. I think there's something really powerful there, especially for adults who don't want to slowly fade into passivity just because they're getting older. And I have a feeling you're going to see me exploring this direction more moving forward because I think it matters more than most people realize. At the end of the day, I don't think the goal is trying to pretend we're 25 forever. I think the goal is staying alive inside, staying engaged, staying curious, staying connected to growth. Because once people stop growing, learning, competing, and engaging with life, something inside them starts shutting down. And I don't think that has to happen. If this connected with you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And I'd really love to hear from you in the comments. What keeps you competitive and engaged in life right now? Could be pickleball, business, fitness, could be learning something new. I generally would like to hear it. And like I said, you're probably going to see me talking more about this whole direction of competitive longevity, active living, mindset, recovery, and staying sharp as we age. I think we're just getting started. If you're watching this and you're not actively inside the Doing What You Know community, understand this. Progress doesn't come from knowing more. It comes from being in an environment that keeps pulling you forward when you normally drift back. That's what this community exists for. Join us at doingwhatyouknow.com/school. It's SKOOL. Get involved, stay visible, and keep doing what you know.